Okay, so today I'm going to be making a video about dangerous Linux commands. I found this GitHub page that has a bunch of commands that'll allegedly mess up your system or destroy it. And I found this other list of dangerous Linux commands. And then I even made a few up myself, so I'm going to be testing these out in a virtual machine, and we'll see what happens. So to conduct these tests, I'm going to be using a virtual machine, and to do that I'm going to just clone a virtual machine I use normally. It's Linux Mint, and yeah, so all these tests will basically be on Linux Mint to see what it does. Maybe it'll have some protections against some of them, you never know. Okay, so we will be starting off with the main character of Linux suicide commands. This is the classic rm-rf/star, and this will basically recursively delete everything on your system. So yeah. Alright, as you can see, there's some stuff I guess it can't remove because it's immutable, but I guess well, we'll see what this does. This is okay. Yeah, that was just me switching to another workspace real quick. Yeah, there seems to be like some system D stuff that it's not allowed to remove. Alright. Yeah, let's see what happens if we try to do a new window. Death wheel. Alright. Oh, okay, it's finished. Oh man, LS isn't working. Oh, wonder where that went. That's interesting. Some of this stuff still works, I guess. Yep, clear command not found. So I guess all the bash commands are gone. Oh, yeah, shutdown doesn't work either. What happened? I wonder if I can shut it down correctly. Oh man, that really messed things up. Alright. Probably just have to stop it from outside. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just power it off, see what happens. And, start it up again. Oh, yeah, so no bootable operating system. Yeah, so RMRF, just completely destroy your system. Suppose I'll make a clone for our next target here. So, the theory behind this next command, it's another common joke command, but it just looks like a bunch of symbols that couldn't possibly be a command, and to be fair, you're basically defining your own command. It's called a fork bomb, where basically you make a function that calls itself twice on different processes, and then you call that function. So, yeah, theoretically they'll just copy itself till it uses up all your system resources, and the only way to get rid of it is to restart your computer. So send this to a server or something, cause a lot of damage. Also, it's kind of a meme command. So yeah, let's see what it does to this virtual machine. Alright. Yeah, looks like I did it correctly. And yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna open up htop so we can see how this actually works. Oh crap, gotta install it real quick. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's see what htop has to say about what's going on. Just put that there. And here we go. Alright, so it doesn't look like anything's going on, but that's I believe that's the process name. Oh. Htop's off, acting suspiciously slow. Terminal is not responding. We'll wait on that. Oh, it's resources unavailable for the fork. Alright. That's interesting. Oh. Yeah, that messed up htop. I thought it would kind of show what was going on, but I guess the fork bomb's too fast for it. Oh, yep, 100% CPU usage on all 4 threads I gave this thing, so makes sense. I think I gave this VM too much memory though, because on like a normal computer, this would completely use up all the memory, make it unusable, but things are seeming surprisingly usable. It's just taking up all the CPU. Yeah, so that's basically a fork bomb. Yeah, it's only using like half the memory I gave it, or maybe less than that. Yeah, so I guess they'll just burn up the CPU forever, because it's got a lot of memory. Yeah, let's see if Firefox works. Okay, so I guess you go to Google. That kind of works. Yeah, it's still not using up all the memory, which is normally what'll kill your computer with this. What? Well, it was an interesting experiment. Guess we'll shut it down. So this next command is interesting. It's basically the command to format a disk on Linux. It's the makefs command. So actually, yeah, we'll need to look up what the disk is. Yeah. Well, let's be okay. Alright. So yeah, it's SDA. That's usually what it is for a SATA drive, but sometimes it's NVMe. I don't know what it is for. I guess it's SDA by default for virtual machines. So yeah. Permission denied. We'll try it. Yeah, sudo. Okay, so it's actually in use by the system, will not make files. Okay, so I guess there's some protection against this command actually. I guess that's kind of to be expected. We might be able to still do a important partition though, like format the boot partition maybe. So we'll try like SDA1 probably. Or, yeah. I guess, yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Well, it was an interesting attempt. Suppose I'll just move on to the next command. Okay, so the idea behind this next one is you do any command that generates text of some sort, and you just redirect that unformat onto your disk. So the date command just gives you the date, basically. Yeah. And so we'll do the date, redirect it to SDA, because that's a file on Linux, so theoretically we should overwrite it. Oh yeah, you need sudo, of course. I guess there's built-in protection in like the date command to do that kind of thing, or bash or whatever. Yeah, I guess it won't just by default let you redirect onto an important part of the disk. Okay. Well, that was another interesting attempt, but we'll have a command more suited for this in a minute. So that command I mentioned that's more suited to this kind of thing is called dd. Now what the dd command does is it bit by bit copies data from one location to another. So you designate an in file, and we can use /dev/random to just generate random data, because that's built into Linux. And we designate an out file, /dev/sda, because that's the name of our disk, or the file that represents our disk. So theoretically that should just completely wipe your drive with random data. No formatting, no anything will be left. And yeah, so this often takes a while and there's not much output, but this will really like basically break your computer. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some tests just to see how long it takes to destroy things. Oh, okay, so I guess allegedly we still have some kind of structure. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's try again. Yeah, I guess it's not a CPU and everything seems fine too. I mean, I know I've destroyed computer disks this way before, but I guess nothing seems too out of the ordinary. Probably most of the important stuff is stored in RAM, I would imagine, so it's probably not exactly obvious what's going on. Like just to the system at the moment. I guess like the rm command that actually like deletes the references to all the files, but they might still be around in memory in this case, just because this is only physically writing to the disk. It's not actually necessarily editing memory much. Yeah. Yeah, still nothing. Yeah, let's see what CF disk does, if it shows anything. Press any key to continue. Yeah. That was kind of weird. Oh, it finished. Still nothing. Well, guess the only thing to do is reboot. See what happens when we try to boot it up again. Yep, no less. Okay, so yeah, I suppose it's less obvious that it's happening, but probably a lot more destructive because, you know, that data's gone. And yeah. So this next command is the mv command, and what the mv command does is it just moves a directory or a file. So the idea here is you move your home directory into the Unix equivalent of a black hole, which is basically like the super trash bin, which is /dev/null. So mv tilde representing the home directory to /dev/null. And yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, I guess we need sudo. I guess mv doesn't want to write to dev null. It's kind of odd. Okay, future me here. I upon further reflection realized that dev null isn't a proper directory, so you can't exactly move directories there. What you're actually trying to do is effectively replace dev null with the directory you're trying to move there. So this command won't actually cause any damage, or if it does, it would just get rid of your dev null directory. And there is built-in protection against that. So I think you do have to be root to do this, but yeah, I guess this command won't work the way I was thinking it would. And without further ado, we'll go to the next one. This next command I can't really show you because basically it requires there to be a malicious website, but this is just the idea of you get a malicious website and then pipe that directly into bash, run whatever's on it. It's mostly just like a warning against doing that because a lot of times obscure programs will have you install them that way. This one, to be honest, I actually don't quite get it, and I didn't get it to work when I tried this off camera, so I'll probably skip it for now. So this next one, basically it's the kill command, so the Linux version of end process, but unlike Windows, Linux will let you end any process, and there's some really important processes that are running at any given time. So I guess the tutorial has a command that'll just kill all the processes, but here I'm gonna just try to kill a few I recognize as important. See what happens, you know. So I'm gonna install htop and then we'll take a look. Let's see. Yeah, so when you can scroll down htop and you can see this process with PID 1 running as root. That's the init process. So normally that's pretty important, so I guess we'll try to kill it, see what happens. And kill -9, that's like super kill, that'll always kill something. Oh yeah, gotta use sudo. That is a little weird that it didn't kill that. Maybe I've heard of people messing up their systems or turning off their computers by doing this, but I guess like htop didn't register it as missing, so yeah, that command should kill everything. Okay. Well, just killed the desktop environment for some reason. That's a little odd. Yeah, I mean, nothing seems too out of the ordinary, I guess. Yeah, I wonder if this is a cure for a fork bomb. Maybe I'll test that later. But yeah, I guess we'll try it again. Yeah, just killed the desktop environment. It's pretty strange. I kind of thought that would just turn off the computer or make it crash. Huh. Well, that was the ones from the list, but I assembled my own list based off ones that I made up personally and also just other sources. So the first one's ccencrypt, and this is what hackers are going to use when they do a ransomware attack, probably, or I'd presume, where you can encrypt everything on a Linux system with this. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Sudo ccencrypt -r/ and that should recursively encrypt the whole system. Just put a password in. Oh yeah, then you enter an encryption key. 1 2 3 4 should work, or whatever. Oh yeah, it's gonna make me do this yes no thing. I gotta probably pass in the force flag or something, because there's a lot of stuff that needs permission like that, and it's right protected. Yeah, I guess it didn't start really encrypting anything much. Just read about flags real quick. Yeah, -F for force would probably want to add in there. ccencrypt -rf. There we go. Let's see. Enter the key. Enter the key again. Oh, alright. That's definitely doing something. I kind of predict this will have results similar to rm-rf, but I guess we'll see. It's technically more recoverable if you remember the key. Yeah, I guess I should add an F there. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, notification areas quit unexpectedly. Problems during Cinnamon startup. Yeah, I wonder what that could be. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's probably important being encrypted right now. Yeah, I guess it is kind of similar to rm-rf, where you actively see your system getting trashed. It's getting rid of the snap stuff. I guess weirdly, like, the toolbar at the bottom seems intact. I know with the RM command it wasn't. Alright, seems to be done now. Yeah. Oh, still got commands, I guess. Yeah. I would have thought the commands would be encrypted. Well, I guess reboot. Well, yeah, you got sudo reboot. Sudo file does not exist. Oh man, so I guess no root commands. That's interesting, I suppose. Bash works, but none of the root stuff. Let's look at it around a bit. Okay, so I guess all that survived. What's like an important file? Let's see. Oh yeah, all the configs are encrypted. So yeah, I guess none of the configurations for anything will work really. And yeah. Nothing seems out of the ordinary there. Let's guess all the the kernel's encrypted and everything, and all the important boot stuff. So there's no way this will boot. Yep, all the grub stuff's encrypted. Yeah. Well, weirdly there's like random files in the home folder that are safe, but I wonder why that is. Like, weirdly, I guess this didn't get the whole system, just got a lot of it. Let's try tree. Oh, yeah, there's no way I can install it either, because there's no way I could install something without sudo, but yeah, tree would have been nice. I guess I'll just have to restart it, and we'll see if it boots, which I highly doubt. Yep. No bootable OS. Alright. Well, off to the next command. So this next one, actually, that original one was wrong. Took me a while to figure out how to do it correctly, but Bash is kind of constructed in a way that makes it so that you're unlikely to do this on accident, I suppose. But I know I've done it before for like certain projects I was working on. But the idea is effectively that you change your bash path so that your computer doesn't know where bash is, and you can make the change permanent by adding this to a user's bash RC. You define the incorrect bash path, but the real way to like actually change the bash path is with the exclamation point. The export command just adds bash to, it just adds the new path to bash, so it can also get commands from there. But yeah, so this effectively just locks you out of the terminal, so you can't use any terminal commands, and it's temporary unless you add it to the bash RC. But yeah, so let's just see what this does. Alright, yep, ls is unavailable. So yeah, basically just locked ourselves out of terminal commands with that. and there's not really a way to get it back unless you start a new terminal session. So yeah, this will be permanent if you add it to a user's bash RC. So it's potentially dangerous if someone changes this on your computer without telling you. It's a common attack vector as well. So this next command I think is the stupidest one of all these commands. Basically, it's the chattr command, which, for those who don't know, the chattr command basically changes file metadata. So basically, you can set different properties of files. So what this does specifically is it goes recursively on all files from the root directory and sets the I bit, which is the immutable bit, and it'll essentially make it so that nothing can change any files. The only thing that can unset the immutable bit is the root user, and root can only override immutable files when overriding them. So root can't just edit an immutable file. Root has to make it mutable first. I guess -r might be incorrect. Let's see. Yeah, star doesn't work either. Might have to read the documentation on this one and get back. Okay, so it turns out what I was missing is it just has to be capital R for some reason. It's kind of dumb, but yeah, so this command should recursively, oh yeah, gotta be root, should recursively set the immutable bit on all files on the system. So it's kind of dumb, but it's going to be unclear what happens, but a lot of stuff will work randomly. So it's kind of a funny command, kind of devastating, I guess, but it's not nearly as damaging as like DD or something, because it's not going to like permanently mess up your system. You could theoretically undo this with a similar command. It's going to be really annoying and unclear what's going on. So yeah, it's this will be interesting. I kind of wonder what'll still work. So yeah, let's try to open Firefox. Yeah, ooh, Firefox is already running but not responding. Huh. I don't think Firefox was running, but interesting error message. Yeah, like a lot of big programs require writing to files when they're opened or being used, so this command's gonna make a lot of stuff not work. Wonder if calculator works. Okay, I suppose that works surprisingly well. Yeah, Firefox probably won't work still. Yep. Wonder what else. Yeah, let's try like LibreOffice or something. Yeah, it just doesn't go. About like Let's try LibreOffice Draw. Yeah, it still doesn't work. This htop. Let's try to install something. Yep. DPKG error because it can't, like, files locked, so he can't install stuff. Yeah, so this will stop you from doing basically anything. It's just unclear. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know, maybe try a reboot or something. Yeah, no, LibreOffice still isn't working. Files work. Yeah, let's just try to restart, see what happens. Alright. This is taking a suspiciously long time to get going. Yeah, that's longer than Linux Mint like ever takes to load. So something's certainly going wrong here. Oh, something's happening. Yeah, I think this is as long as I've ever seen Linux Mint take to load on a virtual machine like this. So it's probably trying to write to files or something and failing. Theoretically, it should still boot though, because, I mean, it's not like we damaged the files exactly, we just made them immutable. But, you don't know, maybe like the X server or something needs to write to stuff. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't even post, it'll just kicked us into the console login. So, just log in real quick. Yeah, it's taking a while. Yeah, I think this is one of the most like devious or like dumbest commands to run, because it's gonna be kind of unobvious to the majority of people what's wrong with the system. Like, just nothing will work, but they won't know why. Yeah, htop still doesn't. I guess I never installed it, and I can't install anything really because can't write to any files. But yeah, well, that was a fun experiment. On to the next command. So I have a app remove on here as a dangerous command, but I couldn't actually do anything important, so I'm gonna skip that for now. I wasn't able to get it to work off camera. But I'm gonna try this next command I found on the list, exec. like redirecting a dev null. Yeah, so that basically this is another thing that will just kill your terminal, because it redirects all the output of all your commands to dev null, so makes it unusable basically. But a new session will fix it, so as you can see, it doesn't work that. Still works pretty well. And, yeah. So then the next command is the tail command. The attempt here is to make a log bomb, like make an infinite log file. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I guess we'll see. So here I'm just gonna type in this log bomb command that I saw on the website. I believe what it does is it basically just gets some zeros from dev zeros, and then it basically keeps adding a little bit more after that, I guess, with the tail command. So it just basically makes a ton of zeros, and then just puts that into Verilog, I guess. So at least I don't know exactly how it works, but just a guess. And let's see what it does though. Permission, yeah, that's kind of weird. Maybe I'm gonna try to do it as the root user, because sometimes that helps with permissions and stuff. Alright, I mean, something's going on. Let's open another terminal here. Yeah, let's open like the disk analyzer. Because I guess like the theory is it's like a zip bomb basically, but infinite log, so it'll fill your whole disk up with crap. That's what it's supposed to do, at least. Doesn't look like anything's really out of the ordinary. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a reasonable amount of disk usage. I think the reason it's increasing isn't from the log bomb. It's probably just detecting more space used, because I believe that's what this utility does normally. So even though it's increasing, I don't think that necessarily means it's working. Yeah, it only 13 gigs or 15 gigs, I guess, used. So yeah, it's not unreasonable. Yeah, maybe we'll try it again. Yeah, about the same, so yeah, maybe the log bomb's not really doing anything. Just says killed. Wonder. You know, I didn't control C it or anything, so maybe it just some safety mechanism kicked it off, but either way, we'll go on to the next one. So the idea behind this next command is to wipe out your sudo privileges. I found it on one of the websites with dangerous commands, but yeah, normally chmod sets different like permissions for files, so I believe it's just taking some permissions away from the sudoers file, if I had to guess. I guess we'll see if it does that. Just type in my root password. Okay, probably did something. Let's try to install htop, I guess. Just because I know it's not installed on this VM clone. I guess it worked. That's kind of odd. Let's try opening a new terminal session so that, yeah, like sometimes sudo privileges will carry over from a previous command, but seems like it's still working, so that is odd. I guess that didn't work. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to wipe out your sudo privileges. I know there are. Like, you probably delete the sudoers file or something, but I don't know. Well, that was an interesting experiment. I believe that was our last command, so if you have any interesting suicide commands that I missed, please leave them in the comments, I suppose. And thanks for watching. Maybe I'll make a better version of this in the future.